What is up, YouTube tool tubers of the world? My name is Brad. Welcome to the Workbench, and we're going to take a real quick look at February 2020's list of Inside Track Club coupons. This is the monthly list, so it's the large one. We're going to get through it real quick. I've got shit to do. I know you've got shit to do. So let's just go ahead and get this thing rolling. So right off the bat, we have the Creeper, which is damn near 30% off, which, as you know, is the magic number I like to try to hit. If you're new to the channel, because we have gotten a lot of new subscribers to the channel, with my coupon videos, I try to highlight the coupons that are going to save you more than if you could use a 20% off coupon. Because lots of times, some of these coupons don't save you as much as if you would just use a 20% off coupon on that item if it's not an excluded item. So although this is just the monthly Inside Track Club coupon video, I also come back mid-month every month and I will show you only coupons that save you 30% or more. So make sure you hit subscribe, come back at around the 15th of every month to check out that video. But the purpose for this video is a little different. With the monthly Inside Track Club video, I'm basically just trying to show people that are not members what the Inside Track Club has to offer. If you see a couple coupons that will save you the amount of an Inside Track Club membership, then it might be a good idea to purchase it. Or if you come back repeatedly and you're constantly seeing coupons you might use, again, might be a good idea to consider joining. Now, even if you're not a member, I always tell people that it's usually best to try to use these coupons anyways. A lot of times it's totally up to the cashier whether they're paying attention to if you're a member or not. Their Harbor Freight computer system does not stop non-members from using Inside Track Club coupons. So it's always worth a shot. Maybe you'll be one of the lucky people that gets to use these coupons without even having to pay for the membership. All you gotta do is come back every month, watch my video, take a screenshot, and then take it into the store. And then last but not least, during these videos, I do like to comment on products that I have experience with. I definitely have not bought everything at Harbor Freight, although I think I've come close. The last thing I want to see is somebody waste their hard-earned money on a product I already know is bad. Take, for instance, that 24-inch crescent wrench to the right. I know that it'll get the job done. If you don't use one very often, sure, go for it. But if you're going to use one on a semi-regular basis, that mechanism is very gritty. It gets hard to adjust, even if you lube it up like you should. So I would not suggest that unless it's going to be very seldom used. I'd say a fairly decent buy would be that Blowgun there to the right. It's the long 2-foot extension kind. Just be careful, that rubber tip tends to blow off the end, at least mine did. And I had a hell of a time finding it after that. You're going to save around 40% on the disposable earplugs coming up. Now if you haven't seen one of my tips and tricks videos, I show you how these earplugs come in real handy for plugging holes if you're painting a project or working on something you don't want to mess up threads. Really pretty handy for that kind of stuff. And I've also recently noticed how much I say the word handy in these damn videos. So from this point on in the video, I'm not going to say handy anymore. Things are going to be good, useful, anything but handy. It's going to be pretty tough because everybody likes a nice handy every now and then, right? You see that Rotary Rasp set over to the right for $5? Remember when I said I was going to warn you not to waste your money on products that sucks? That's one of them. Do not buy those. Even if you put them in a drill or even a die grinder, I have not had any success with them. Even on a wood, they're so dull, they burn the shit out of the wood. And there's not really a way to sharpen, at least not one I know of. And another product not to waste your money on is this 7-piece insulated screwdriver set, the Electrician screwdriver set. The insulation seemed fine. You know, I didn't test it, I didn't make it or anything. But the tips on those screwdrivers are just weak as hell. They were constantly breaking off the corners of the flatheads. Because when you're working with electrical, you've got to get nice tight terminations or else you'll have sparks with loose connections, and you don't want that because that leads to fires, and then your house burns down and your dog Lucky dies, and that never leads to good things. So stay away from the Harbor Freight insulated screwdrivers. And here's something I never knew. Harbor Freight sells wheelchairs. I've never noticed this before. They got a coupon for it if you need one, $14 off. And I actually think that's pretty cool because wheelchairs aren't cheap. You got a couple dollars off the Bremen 5-inch vice grips is what I'm going to call them. Not locking pliers, but I've been very happy with the ones I've got at home. And here we got the 10-piece half-inch drive impact set. Now these look like the chrome moly ones, which are the better ones. So that might not be a bad thing to snag up while they're on sale. The only thing I don't like about those ones are that they're etched. They're laser etched, the sizes are. So that wears off after about a year or so, it seems like. I've got a review on this router bit set right there. And for a starter set, I don't think you can go wrong paying 30 bucks for a lot of useful bits in there, especially when you're starting out. They got round over, chamfer, straight bits. And with a cheap set of diamond files, they can be sharpened. And I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description to the diamond files I prefer. It's like $10 for a set from like 80 grit to 600 grit. They work incredibly well for sharpening Forstner bits, router bits, stuff like that. So while doing this voiceover right now, I noticed that these coupons got skipped over, and I want to make sure y'all got a chance to look at them. Bearded CB just did a great review of the Quins. He said that they did not hold up well for him professionally. I had good luck with them at home for, I don't know, I had them for maybe 6 months and then gave them away. So it's kind of a choice that you got to make, how hard you're going to be on your tools. The biggest complaint I've heard about the Quinn sockets actually though has been that between the 3/8 drive and the half-inch drive, a lot of the sizes are the same. You know, half-inch drive you expect to go up to some bigger sizes. There's going to be some that double up, but it doesn't really seem to do that with the Quins. So unless they're on sale or you just really want that red or blue stripe, you might be better off just to go with the Pittsburghs if you're going to buy your sockets at Harbor Freight. And hey, if you're not completely wheelchair bound yet, Harbor Freight got you covered with a walker, and actually a $12 off coupon, which is not terribly bad. So if you need a walker, you know, maybe you just twisted your ankle, broke your leg, Harbor Freight got you covered. You're looking at 30% off the self-tapping screw assortment, and these kind of things are really great to have in the shop. You never know when you're going to run into them, or you just need that odd size that you don't typically stock up. I like a lot of those kind of assortment sets. $5 off that box frame level right there, and the box frame ones don't seem to go on sale very much. The little I-beam looking ones go on sale quite often. And if you need some trash bags for the shop, go ahead and pick them up at Harbor Freight. You can use that coupon there, get you about $5 off. You also got $5 off the folding mechanics pad there. Now, I haven't used this personally, but I sure wish I would have had it today when I was at work. The main yard to our shop is gravel, of course, and I had to crawl underneath the trailer, so that would have been really nice to have. And here we have a portable fish finder. Another odd item I never knew Harbor Freight even sold. Anybody got experience with a Harbor Freight fish finder? You gotta leave me a comment and let me know. We also have $5 off the long-handled combination wrench sets. Now these aren't always the straightest wrenches in the world, but for 20 bucks they get the job done. I've found them very useful so far. The 30-inch F-clamps there is right at the point where I say you need to start looking at switching over to like their aluminum bar clamps if you're going to stick with Harbor Freight clamps. At 30 inches, they just don't have strong enough steel if you really got to put some clamping pressure. Now if you're just using mild pressure, they get the job done fine. You got $10 for two ratchets there, 3/8, half-inch, and quarter-inch drive, so the 3/8 and half-inch are doubled up. I've never really liked that. It's always kind of bulky to me. Now here's an item I will be picking up, these Torx keys. Now I don't know why they call them Torx Offset T-Handle Hex Key Set, because they're Torx drive. I don't know why they're calling them a hex key set, maybe because they're like an L key. But I like those because they're long. I've been waiting for them to go on sale. I'm actually going to cut them out and put new handles on them to where they're just like a regular Torx screwdriver. That's my plan at least. And you might as well pick you up the 3-pack of super glue for 99 cents. That just has so many different functions in a shop that you got to keep a constant supply of super glue in my opinion. You got $20 for the stubby ratcheting wrench set. Now, I've never used any of the Harbor Freight ratchet wrenches, not saying they're bad, I just already had some. So y'all leave a comment and let people know if they're worth buying or not. And yes, as you can tell by the disclaimers at the bottom of the list, our time here has ended. We have reached the end. I have nothing else to show you. Well, I do have a toolbox coupon I think you might be interested in. Now, I normally wait till the 15th to throw coupons like this out here, but since this is a larger ticket item and February is a short month, I want to go and throw it out now. So as you can see, this is good to the end of February. It's for the 44-inch, one of their most popular sizes, I do believe. And just in case that doesn't suit your fancy, they also have the 4-drawer tech cart on sale. Now, I don't think a lot of people realize, but the 4-drawer cart is not built quite as well as the 5-drawer mechanics cart. So just keep that in mind. That's also why it's a little bit cheaper. But I had mine for about a year before I sold it, and it held up fine just sitting in a garage at home. So if you're going to use this as it's intended, as a cart, it'll get you by for a little while, but just know you're going to have to upgrade fairly quickly. At least that seems to be what I've heard. And in closing, I'll leave you with the Breaker Bar coupon, which is pretty good, and you always need a 20% off if you're going into Harbor Freight. Take advantage of both if you happen to be going in the store. Hope you found some deals that are going to save you some money. Come back mid-month for the best coupons of the month. And until next time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right there, and I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace!